Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Dani and today it's time for November M&M'S TBR. And I have a few changes for this month. If this is the first M&M'S TBR that you're watching, this is a game that I play every month to pick the books that I'm going to read the following month, or that I'm going to try to prioritize on the following month. And the rules are very simple, but I am changing it a little bit for this month to see how it goes, if we like it. So usually what I do is that I pick two M&Ms. The first M&M, the color goes on the top, the second it goes on the side, and whatever prompt I get, I have to pick a book to read on that month. And the way that I want to change it, not to make it easier for myself, just to make it more dynamic, I guess, is that I want to pick the two M&Ms and decide which one is going to go, which one I'm going to put the arrow on the top and which one is going to be on the side. So for example, if I pick red, orange, I could pick the red here, orange here, and it would be this prompt, or red here, orange here, and it would be this prompt. You know what I mean? So it gives me a little bit of option, but also it makes it more dynamic so I can pick more fun prompts when I have the possibility. And the second thing that I'm changing this month, as you may have already seen, if you watch any of the other M&M'S TBR, is that I changed the colors, the color prompts, so red, red, orange, orange. I changed it to SPiff Bowl. SPiff Bowl stands for Self-Published Fantasy Blog Off, and it is a competition for indie published fantasy books that happens every year. And this year we are just getting now, the day that you're watching this, all the 10 finalists for the competition. So I am going to read them in the following months, in the next few months, I mean. So I put it here to give me an opportunity to pick these books up. So if I get any of the SPiff Bowl prompts, I can pick any SPiff Bowl read. I'm gonna try to pick it here on the video, but it's going to count for any SPiff Bowl book. And those are the two changes for this month. But I also note that we had an accident with the board during the month. So some prompts might have shifted because a lot of them were just on the floor and I didn't remember. I think I lost one of them. I don't know what it was. So I just put them in any place and we're just gonna go with it. And the last thing before we jump into November is to see how I did in October. So here are some of the books that I had for October. I did not read all of them, I'll say that already, but the first one was A Touch of Light, which was for a nature prompt, and I did read it. Then we had Young Adult, and for Young Adult I put Evershore, which is the third novella in the Skyward Flight trilogy of novellas. Now, I didn't read this one, but I read another young adult book, which was The Legend of the Golden City by Michael Webb. So I fulfilled the prompt at least, but I did not read the one that I set for the prompt. And then we had New Purchase, which I put The Hexologist by Josiah Bancroft. I am still reading it. I am going to finish it by the end of the month, if all goes well, because this is the Patreon book club pick for October, so I will have an exclusive video for Patreon for this book. So I am trying my hardest to finish this book by the end of the month. I still have a little bit less than halfway of the book to read. And then we had A to Z title, in which I randomly generated the letter I, so I picked In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune, and I am reading it. I'm listening to the audiobook. I have like 20 minutes left. I was listening while I was setting up to film today, so I am going to finish it right after I finish filming today. And the last prompt I had was 4+ word title, and for that I had put The Fall Is All There Is, which is a SPiff Bowl finalist, but I did not get to it this month. I will in the following months. Oh wait, I got something wrong here. Actually, Evershore was for 2022 release, and I didn't read it, so I cannot count it. But for young adults, I had another book. I had Master of the Void, which was also a SPiff Bowl finalist. Instead of Master of the Void, I read The Legend of the Golden City. So shifting a little bit, I read 4 books this month, and all of them fulfilled one of the prompts. So let's go into November. The only book that I will for sure try to fit here is a Patreon pick for November, which is The Sword of Kaigen. So let's hope that it's going to fit here. But otherwise, I have no specific goals of books that I want to put. Just trying to put the SPiff Bowl finalists or SPiff Bowl participants in general here. So if I get the color prompts, it will be the first time that I'm not going to be sad about it. But as much as I can, I want to try to fit those books here. But the only one that is my main read is Sword of Kaigen. And because it's Halloween, I have a special M&M's bag. Of course I do. So I bought this because it had M&M's in it, but also because every year we buy a lot of candy in case any children come to ask for candy for Halloween. It never happened, But any day could be, any year could be the year that it happens. So we have to have candy. And the fact that we have to eat all the candy because no one comes to claim the candy for themselves, it's just what we have to do. But there are two different bags of M&Ms here, the regular one and the peanut one. I'm not the biggest fan of the peanut M&Ms, but I'll use some of them for this, just for you, just for the game. I love Halloween just for the candy. Honestly, it's my favorite. But okay, I have a lot of bags here. I'm going to open one for each prompt, and I'm gonna pick 6 prompts. So let's start with this one, because it's right here. So like I said, new rules, let's try that. I'm gonna pick the 2 colors and we'll see what prompt I can fit for those 2 colors. Okay, so the first M&M for the first book, although it's not going to be the color at the top necessarily, it's going to be yellow. So for yellow, I could go on this column or on this line. And the second M&M for the first book is green. Okay, let's see what is more fun. So yellow, green would be a person on the cover, which I don't love. But then yellow here and green would be a mood read, which is just the best prompt. I'm doing it. Of course I'm doing it. It's mood read. I can pick any book that I want, any book that I'm in the mood to read. So this is perfect. I'm not gonna choose one right now. It might be one of the SPiff Bowl finalists. It might be Britney's new memoir. It's going to be something. And I'm very happy that we got this, and I'm already happy that I changed the rules. But I promise I'm not gonna try to always just make it easy on myself. I want to pick good, fun prompts as well. But I had to pick mood read, right? I had to. Okay, let's replace the prompt. Her. Okay, now let's go with one of the peanut M&Ms. There are literally only 5 M&Ms inside this bag. Hopefully they're different colors. There are only 3 colors in between those 5 M&Ms, but it is what it is. Okay, let me mix them up a little bit. And the first M&M for the second book is yellow again. I forgot I don't like the peanut M&Ms, but I'm just so used to doing this video and immediately eating the M&M when I pick it up that I just ate it. It's not too bad. Not my favorite. Okay, the second M&M for the second book is this one. Yellow again. Okay, I thought there was only 1 yellow. Oh, there were 6 M&Ms actually. I just counted wrong. There were 6 M&Ms and 3 colors, 2 of each color. So I got another yellow. So because it is yellow, we got the SPiff Bowl prompt. The F doesn't mean anything. It's just so I can spell the word here, and I put a star because we don't have 6 letters. But for this, I could pick anything. I could even pick Sardo-Kaigan, because Sardo-Kaigan was a finalist, was a winner of SPiff Bowl 7 or 6? I forgot. So that could be it, but I'm not gonna put Sardo-Kaigan yet, which probably is a mistake. I have a few SPiff Bowl 9 books here that I already bought. 2 of them are finalists, this 2 and then 2 are not finalists. This one was a semi-finalist, this one not even that, but I'm very interested in reading it. So probably it's going to be one of these. I am going to tentatively put forward Cold West by Clayton Snyder, just because it's the shortest, and I feel like I could definitely fit this in the month. So I'm gonna put this one as a placeholder, but I'm going to count any SPiff Bowl books that I read in the month for this prompt. And the prompt stays on the board, so we can move the arrows back. And I'll just go with one of the regular M&Ms. I'm making such a mess already here. Okay, so the first M&M for the third book is blue. There we go. The second M&M for the third book is orange. So we could do blue-orange, which is short book, or we could do orange-blue, which is Instagram scroll. Oh, I love Instagram scroll, but usually it takes me forever. But I want to do it. Let's go with Instagram scroll because it's more fun. So Instagram scroll just means that I'm going to record my screen, open Instagram, and the first book that I read that I see that is on my TBR, I'm going to read, or I'm going to put on this TBR. Okay, I found something. This is my second try at scrolling. I just refreshed the whole thing and I finally found something. So this is a post by on Fairy Loot's Instagram, picking books for each Taylor Swift song for the new album that was just released. And for Shake It Off, they put Bonesmith by Nikki Palpretto. So let me pick that up because I do own that book. This is definitely a highly anticipated read. I pre-ordered this book, but I haven't gotten to it yet. Wow, the font is really big. Okay, that makes me think that it's going to go faster because it's over 400 pages, but the font is huge. I'm very excited to read this book. Nikki Palpretto wrote one of my favorite YA fantasy books, which was Crown of Feathers. So I'm very happy and excited to get to this one finally. So this is the first like actual book that I cannot replace using the prompt. I'm gonna tell you what it is about. Any moment now the trial would begin. Ren's heart thundered in anticipation. If she passed the trial, she would serve for life as a Valkyr of the House of Bone. In the dominions where magic welled up from deep in the earth, the dead lingered, violent and unpredictable, unless a bonesmith severed the ghost from its earthly remains. So she can sever ghosts and she has to save the world. I'm very excited to read this book. Let's replace the prompt. Cat pick. Okay, let's go with one of the peanut M&Ms again, but it's going to be the last one. And then for the last two prompts, I'm going to use the regular M&Ms. I'm not gonna even look at which colors there are in here. Just gonna assume there are roughly 6 M&Ms inside. But the first M&M for the fourth book is red. And I ate it again. I don't like these M&Ms. Why do I keep eating them? Okay, the second M&M for the fourth book is blue. So red, blue would be an element on the cover, which is not that exciting. And then blue, red would be high rating. High rating is very exciting. So for high rating, I have to go on Goodreads, and my shelf there is roughly updated. Almost completely updated, but not entirely, which could be a problem. I'm not gonna record my screen again. I'm checking on my computer and I'll just put an image here so you can see what the book is. Okay, so if I remove the ones that are sequels to books that I haven't read yet, the fourth book on the highest rated list is The Sword of Kaigan by M.L. Wong. I knew this book was highly praised and highly loved, but I had no idea how much of a high rating it had on Goodreads. It has 4.46, which is really high. The highest one I have is Berserk Volume 2, which I could read. I read Volume 1, and it is 4.74 rating, so I could still read that, but I went to read Sword of Kaigan, and it is one of the highest rated. I'm gonna put this one, and this is the gorgeous Wraithmark Kickstarter edition, and I'm so in love with it. It has silver sprayed edges, and the naked hardcover is gorgeous. The illustrations are beautiful. The start of each chapter is gorgeous. This edition is just amazing and I love reading books in beautiful editions. So I'm very, very excited to finally read Sword of Kaigan. I mean, I would anyway because it is the book club pick for Patreon, but I'm happy that I could fit here and I'm very excited to read this book. And I obviously don't know much about it because I never do, but I'll read the tagline here on the top. On a mountainside at the edge of the Kaiganese Empire live the most powerful warriors in the world, superhumans capable of raising the sea and yielding blades of ice. That sounds a lot of fun. Let's replace the prompt. Oh, this one jumped from the bag, so I'm gonna go with it. It is a graphic novel or a manga. It's probably because I didn't pick Berserk, so if I get this prompt, it's because I should have picked Berserk for the high rating prompt. 2 prompts to go, so let's grab another bag. And we're going to go with the regular one. Okay, so the first M&M for the 5th book is green. The second M&M for the 5th book is brown. Oh no, everything's falling. I need to redo this board. I reused one from one year to the next, so this one is at the end of its lifetime. Okay. It was green and brown, right? So green, brown would be NetGalley. I haven't been requesting a lot of books on NetGalley for a long time, so the ones that I have there are quite old. So green and brown would be NetGalley. Let's see, brown and green. 2021 release. I don't know what to do with this. Let's go with 2021 release, because I think I have more options, and maybe some of the NetGalley ones are from 2021. And I have to pick a book that was released in 2021. Let's open the spreadsheet. Ooh, I have a really good one. I'm going to put The Appeal by Janice Hallett. This, again, I guess it was published in 2021. Let me double check. Why does it not say? It doesn't say anywhere, but I'm gonna trust my spreadsheet. And this is a thriller that's sold in mixed media, so there are emails, there are documents, and interviews and things like that. And I think they're in a Shakespeare crew, like creating a play, like rehearsing for a play. And I love mixed media books. I bought this book on my trip in Ireland because I wanted the UK edition, and I'm very happy that I could fit this here because I'm very excited about this book. Let's replace prompt with classic. Oh no. And let's open the last bag. Okay, so for the first M&M for the last book is... It's really hard with the tiny bags. Blue. And the second M&M for the last book is orange. Okay, so blue and orange are colors that we already had before, which is crazy. But okay, so I could pick either short book or cat pick. And I know what you're thinking. Cat pick is amazing. It's a lot of fun and we all love it. And I do love it. It's always, again, so much fun to have them here co-hosting this TBR with me. However, there's one book that I wanted to put on the TBR that I couldn't yet, and it fits for short book. So I don't know if I should risk. My cat, one of them, is going crazy. She is hyperactive right now and just zooming through the house. It's not the best timing for cat pick. And the other book that I want to read is a short book. So I'm going to have to go with short book. And I'm promising this, if next month we get cat pick, we get a possibility of doing cat pick again. If I still do the prompts the way that I did, I'm gonna go with cat pick. Because I agree, it's amazing. But I want short book. So let's go with short book. And the reason why is because I could fit The Woman in Me by Britney Spears on here. I want to listen to this audiobook. It's 6 hours. That's very short. And I'm very curious to listen to it. Everyone's been saying so many amazing things. I know it's not narrated by her, which is a shame, but I'm really curious to read this book. So I am going to put her memoir here on the TBR. And it's gonna help me because I always need audiobooks, and when I put 6 books that I want to read physically on the TBR, it's always hard for me to achieve that goal. So putting one that I know it's going to be an audiobook here is going to help me a lot. So I guess that's it for November's TBR. I managed to put Sword of Kaigen, which is the book club pick for Patreon. Then The Appeal was for a 2021 release. Sword of Kaigen was for what? For high rating. And then we have Bonesmith for Instagram Scroll. We have Cold West as a placeholder for SPiff Bowl book. We have a mood read, which might be another SPiff Bowl, we'll see. And we have Short Book, which is going to be The Woman in Me by Britney Spears. I think, as I always do, that this is very manageable. So we'll see what happens. Let me know if you like this format of doing the prompts. I thought it was fun because I get to pick the one that I feel like it's going to make more sense for the game. And if I should keep the SPiff Bowl prompts here for next year. I'm thinking that maybe I will, or maybe I'll just switch SPiff Bowl to indies and just pick an indie book if I get to the color prompts. But that was it for my November TBR. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe, and thanks so much for joining me. Bye!